G'day guys and girls, welcome to Motor Rider Australia. In this series I want to talk to you about motor oil, what type of motor oil to put on your motorbike. We're going to be having a look at the manual as well for your motorbike, just to check out what it actually says in there about the motor oil for your bike. And some more information about the different types of oils that can and cannot be mixed. So stay tuned and we'll get to that shortly. So in my Kawasaki Ninja 400 manual, which you'll have to check your manual to see if it differs, which it probably may slightly, but this is where we check the oil level inspection. So you've got the upper level and the lower level, so we'll check that out. Alright, so the best way to check the oil in your bike, if you can see this clear window just here in your bike, you can actually see it's clear. You can see right through there to the main engine part there. Now, if you stand your bike straight, you'll slowly see the oil starting to come through there. As you can see, my oil is actually black, but it is actually due for a service in the next 600 k's, so there'll be some fresh oil going through there soon. Now there's two lines on that clear window. There's the upper line and then there's the lower line. Now generally, if the oil on the clear window should actually be in between these two lines, or maybe a little bit higher, especially when the engine's actually warm and hot. So mine is just actually on that line, so that's not too bad actually. And in actual fact, I don't need any oil at all until the service, which is, as I said, is due in the next 600 k's. But you can see it's quite dark in there. Now, when oil goes in there, it's nice and clear for quite a while, and then obviously it gets darker, and then you'll be due for a change. But we're going to actually start having a look at some oil now, and what type of oil actually goes in this type of bike. You might have a different bike obviously, so we'll have a look at that.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I've done 4,431 k's, so my service isn't due in the next 600 k's, it's actually due in the next 1,500 k's, which will make that around about 6,000 k's when I book it in, so yeah, I was wrong. Now having a look back in my manual here, you can see recommended engine oil, API, SG, SH, SJ, SL, SM with JSO, blah blah blah, all this sort of jargon in there. And you're like, okay, well I've seen the viscosity, which is SAE 10W40. I've seen that on plenty of oils before, so I'm a little bit there and know what I'm talking about when it comes to oil. But that top half, I have no idea what it's for. Turns out a lot of those codes are based on the year that the oil came out for what vehicle. So a lot of the older ones are 1979 and a lot earlier. So I don't need to worry about any of that. Yeah, what I am concerned about is the top one, which is API, which was licensed in May 2018. So that's a load of information that I don't really need to know. So it turns out a lot of these race bikes that look like mine, Ninja 400, 650s, they all have this synthetic or semi-synthetic, but of course it does not say that in the manual, does it? It just says SAE 10W40. So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you can do a lot of online research about it, but I think the best thing to do is either call the bike shop that you bought the bike from and get information on what oil goes in it, or if you bought it off a friend, or if you bought it privately, make sure you ask the person what oil did you put in it, and you can do your research from there. So that's all for me anyway, and I hope that you learnt a little bit from it. Well, I certainly did anyway, and until next time, we will see you again. Thanks for joining Motor Rider Australia.